Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of English Leap Podcast, your leap to fluent English. I'm Jennifer, and joining me is my co-host, Daniel.
Hi, everyone. We're so glad you're here with us today. We've got some amazing news to kick things off. We've reached 50,000 subscribers in a remarkably short time. We're absolutely blown away by how quickly our community has grown, and we couldn't be more thrilled. Your comments, likes, and shares keep us motivated every day, and we're so grateful for this incredible support.
Absolutely. Seeing so many of you committed to improving your English is truly inspiring. It's your enthusiasm that drives us to keep creating content that helps you learn and grow. But we've also noticed a few comments where some of you seem a bit discouraged, like you're struggling to keep up or wondering if you'll ever get the hang of English.
Yes, and if that's you, this episode might just be the motivation you need. We're going to share a technique that can make a real difference in your learning journey, one that grows gradually over time.
Learning a language is like planting a seed. It doesn't grow overnight, but if you keep watering it, one day you'll look back and see a beautiful tree. So, keep watering your English, even if it feels slow sometimes. You're making progress.
That's right. Progress is progress, no matter how small. Every word you learn, every sentence you try to say, it all counts. The key is to keep moving forward, even if it feels like you're just taking tiny steps. Those small steps will eventually add up to something big.
Now, speaking of progress, wouldn't it be great if there was a way to make learning English feel effortless? Like an approach so simple that it almost feels like you're not studying at all.
Well, today we're going to show you exactly that. We'll talk about a method that's not only easy but also enjoyable, making English a natural part of your daily life. It's a technique that feels more like having fun than learning, and you'll be surprised at how effective it is.
It's like learning English without even realizing it, where it happens naturally, just like how you learned your first language. Stick around to find out how to make this approach work for you.
Before we get too deep, don't forget, we have a free PDF for you with all the key points from today's episode. You can download it in the description below. It's a great way to follow along or review later, especially if you want to remember the main takeaways.
All right, we've kept you guessing long enough. Today, we're going to talk about the power of unconscious learning and how you can become fluent without stressing over grammar.
Exactly. This is about learning in a way that feels natural. We've got some great tips and stories lined up, so stick with us.
Okay, so let's dive into what unconscious learning really is. Simply put, unconscious learning happens when you learn something without actively thinking about it. It's like how you don't need to think about every step when you walk or when you drive a car. You just do it. The same applies to learning English.
That's right. It's like how you learned your native language. When you were a child, you didn't study grammar rules or memorize lists of vocabulary. You just listened to the people around you, and your brain picked up the patterns automatically. Before you knew it, you were speaking fluently without thinking about grammar at all.
Yes, and that's how you want to approach learning English. Think about when you have a conversation in your native language. You're not worrying about whether your sentence structure is perfect. You just speak. That's because your brain has developed unconscious knowledge of the language over time.
And this unconscious knowledge is like a superpower. When you have it, you don't have to pause and think, wait, is this sentence grammatically correct? You just talk.
Let's go back to the bike example for a minute. When you first start learning to ride a bike, you're thinking about balancing, pedaling, steering, and making sure you don't fall. But after a few weeks of practice, something amazing happens. You just get on the bike and go. You're not thinking about balance anymore. It becomes second nature.
Exactly. Another great example is playing a musical instrument. When I started learning guitar, I had to focus on where to place my fingers on the strings. But after practicing for a while, my hands knew what to do on their own. I could even have a conversation while playing because it became automatic.
And that's what we want to achieve with English, making it automatic so that when you're in a conversation, you're not stressing about grammar or vocabulary. You're just talking naturally, like you would in your first language.
Now, let's talk about why focusing only on conscious learning, like studying grammar and memorizing rules, can slow you down. Jennifer, you've probably seen this happen with English learners, right?
Oh, absolutely. I've seen students who know all the grammar rules but still struggle to speak fluently because they're too focused on getting everything perfect. It's like trying to have a conversation while reading a manual at the same time. It doesn't work in real-life situations.
Exactly. It's like when you're in a conversation and you're constantly thinking, should I use past tense here? What about this preposition? By the time you figure it out, the moment's gone and the conversation has moved on.
And that's the key difference. Conscious learning can help you understand the rules of English, but it won't help you use them automatically when you're speaking. That's where unconscious learning comes in.
So, how does unconscious learning actually happen? It's all about exposure and repetition. Just like you learn to speak your first language by listening to your parents and friends, you can build unconscious knowledge of English by surrounding yourself with the language. The more you listen, the more your brain absorbs it without you even realizing it.
Exactly. Think of it like this. When you're watching an English movie or listening to a podcast, your goal isn't to learn English. It's to enjoy the content. But in the background, your brain is learning the patterns of the language, how sentences are structured, how words are pronounced, and so on.
It's like your brain is doing the homework for you while you sit back and relax. Who wouldn't want that?
Yes, exactly. And over time, this unconscious learning starts to build up. You'll notice that certain phrases and words just come to you naturally without having to think about them.
Now, there are two methods you can use to build this unconscious knowledge. The first is listening, lots and lots of listening. The second is input-driven practice, where you take what you've learned from listening and start using it in conversations.
When I was learning French, I found that listening to French podcasts helped me so much. I wasn't trying to memorize anything. I was just enjoying the content. And after a while, I started recognizing common phrases and sentence patterns. I could use them in conversations without even thinking about it.
Yes, that's the beauty of listening. Your brain is picking up on all these little details that you're not even aware of, and they come out naturally when you speak. So the more you listen, the better you'll get at speaking.
And the best part is, you can do this anywhere. You don't need to set aside hours of study time. You can listen to English while doing other things, while commuting, exercising, cooking, or even just relaxing.
Yeah, I like to listen to podcasts while I'm doing chores. It makes the time go by faster, and I'm learning English without even realizing it. It's like a win-win.
Exactly. And if you make it a habit, listening for even 15 or 20 minutes a day, you'll start seeing big improvements in your fluency over time. The key is consistency.
So that's a wrap for today's conversation. We hope you picked up some useful tips along the way.
Totally. But before we go, let's turn it over to Charlotte for our vocabulary spotlight. She'll take you through some key words, phrases, and idioms from today's episode.
Yep, Charlotte's got you covered. She'll break it all down so you can leave with some fresh vocabulary ready to use.
Thanks, Jennifer and Daniel. Hey everyone, let's go over some of the important words and phrases we talked about today. I'll explain what they mean and show you how to use them in real conversations. Remarkably, meaning in a way that is worthy of attention, surprisingly or unusually. Example, the team remarkably finished the project in half the expected time. Blown away, meaning to be extremely impressed or surprised by something. Example, I was blown away by how quickly she learned to speak English. Thrilled, meaning extremely happy or excited. Example, he was thrilled to receive an invitation to the event. Incredible, meaning difficult to believe, amazing. Example, the view from the top of the mountain was incredible. Committed, meaning dedicated to a cause or activity. Example, she is committed to improving her English skills every day. Discouraged, meaning feeling less confident or enthusiastic about something. Example, he felt discouraged after failing the test, but he decided to try again. Journey, meaning the process of traveling from one place to another, often used metaphorically to describe progress. Example, learning a language is a long journey, but the rewards are worth it. Frustrated, meaning feeling upset or annoyed because you cannot achieve something. Example, she felt frustrated when she couldn't understand the grammar rules. Effortless, meaning requiring no physical or mental exertion, very easy. Example, his dance moves looked effortless, but they took years of practice. Naturally, meaning in a way that is easy and does not involve effort. Example, she naturally picked up the accent while living abroad. Motivated, meaning having a strong reason to act or accomplish something. Example, he felt motivated to study harder after seeing his progress. Exposure, meaning being introduced to or coming into contact with something. Example, exposure to different cultures can help you learn a new language faster. Repetition, meaning the action of repeating something that has already been said or done. Example, repetition is key to remembering new vocabulary. Structure, meaning the arrangement or organization of something. Example, the structure of the sentence made it difficult to understand. Fluently, meaning to speak a language smoothly and with ease. Example, after years of practice, she could speak French fluently. Conscious, meaning aware of and responding to one's surroundings, deliberate. Example, he made a conscious effort to speak more clearly. Memorize, meaning to learn something so well that you can remember it exactly. Example, she had to memorize a list of vocabulary words for the exam. Automatic, meaning working by itself without human control, done without thinking. Example, over time, using English became automatic for him. Consistently, meaning in a way that does not change, regularly. Example, he practiced speaking English consistently, which helped him improve. Inspiring, meaning making someone feel enthusiastic or excited about something. Example, her speech was so inspiring that it motivated many people to volunteer. And that's it for today's vocabulary review. I hope these new words were helpful, and I'm sure you're excited to start using them in your English conversations.
Thanks, Charlotte. That was super helpful, as always.
Yes, thank you, Charlotte. Remember, building your vocabulary step by step is a great way to level up your English.
So, to sum it all up, unconscious learning is the key to speaking English fluently and naturally. It's all about building that automatic knowledge through exposure and practice. The more you listen and use English in real situations, the more it will start to flow naturally.
Exactly. And remember, this is a process that takes time, so don't rush it. Just enjoy the journey, surround yourself with English, and let your brain do the work in the background. You'll be surprised at how much progress you'll make without even realizing it.
And don't forget to grab the PDF with all these tips. It's a great way to keep everything handy as you practice.
Thanks for joining us, everyone. Keep practicing, keep learning, and keep leaping towards your English goals.
And we'll see you next time on English Leap Podcast. Take care and happy learning.